This is what my garden kit plants are looking like after about 3 to 4 weeks of them being planted. You can see the cilantro plants are starting to grow, a few little marigolds. My lettuce never sprouted, but I have a few kale plants. And my peas and my radishes have gotten really tall and pretty crowded in that little pot. So I'm going to show you how you can transplant these plants into a new space where they'll have more space to grow really big and tall. So I'm going to transplant these radishes into this garden bed where they're going to have more space to grow. So I'm gonna take this pot with all these radish plants in it, and I'm just gently massaging the sides. I'm gonna take out my popsicle stick that was labeling this plant and just put it right near where I'm gonna plant these plants. Now I'm gently gonna put my hand on top to grab those plants as they fall out. You can see they're slowly falling out. We can see at the bottom there's all their roots. They needed more space. So we're gonna gently pull apart each plant. If you're transplanting your peas, or you're transplanting your lettuce or your cilantro or any other plant that you have, you can use the same technique. So I'm just separating each one out. I'm only gonna plant 3 right here. Now I want to make sure that I dig holes. You can use a shovel or your hand. Make sure you get a good size hole for that radish. I'm gently holding the stem. I'm going to place it into the soil. And then give it a nice little home where it's covered, all the roots are covered. I'm just gently pushing down on the soil around it so it's nice and tight in there. Now I'm going to give it some space before I plant the other one. Right next to it, making that hole, pushing it in and patting that soil down on top. Now I'm going to do my third one right next to it. Making sure that one went a little deep, so I'm going to make sure it's lifted up a little bit. And patting down around it. Then I can take my other 3 plants and plant them somewhere else where I have more space. My soil is pretty moist, but if yours is not, make sure you give it some water.